right, welcome back, everybody, to the Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast. I'm your host, Brendan, back with another episode here. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the last couple episodes. Appreciate all the love and support, man. Make sure if you comment below, I will get back to you guys. And make sure you like and subscribe to the video. And today, we have another guest in the studio with us. We have my guy, Derek, back for another episode, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, man. No doubt, man. The last conversation was good, man. We talked about the WNBA a little bit. We'll do a little quick spotlight on that today. I don't want to spend like the next year on this topic, but I think it fits very well.
More like 9 to 10 years. But...
It can get scary. It's gonna get a little dark. But in thinking about WNBA in general, there's that whole big debacle with Brittney Griner going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have it's people on both camps. I feel like, which it feels weird to even say that people on two sides of this topic, where somebody is, if you guys don't know, Brittney Griner's a WNBA player.
Yeah. WNBA star player.
WNBA star player, right. She's in the top 5.
Yeah.
And she was out in Russia, right, when the whole, Ukrainian war thing started going on. And she was detained at the Moscow airport.
For 0.7 grams.
That's crazy, man.
Of THC.
Yep.
And a vape cartridge.
She was detained for it on I think it was February 17th. And so she's now currently, she just went through a sentencing.
Yep.
And like
in
you
the
said.
past, couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. They're saying it's about 9 to 10 years. 9 to 10 years.
For 0.7 grams of THC.
I mean, it sucks. But would you concede? So I would say there's pretty much what I see from social media. There's like two different sides to it.
Mm-hmm.
There are the people saying she broke the law.
Yeah.
And then there are people saying it's less than a gram.
Yeah.
Where do you stand? What do you think is would you say there's a right and wrong side, or do you you fall in the middle? What do you feel?
I feel like wrong is wrong in the sense of you kind of got to know the laws of where you're going, especially this being another country. I mean, I also feel like she got caught up at the wrong time too, with it being basically in the either beginning of a war. I don't know if if they already invaded Ukraine, or they were planning to, and then she got caught up with, however she got caught with the 0.7 grams of THC. Yeah. She was wrong for having it because it's technically illegal in their country.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. But I don't think the time fits the crime at all.
Yeah, I mean
that's very excessive.
But I think though, if I'm not mistaken, that is the law there. The law is that time frame that she got sentenced for.
Only thing I would argue is my wife brought up this article recently. I don't know if this has anything to do with race, because Brittney Griner is of African American descent. There was a Caucasian woman who got caught with 17 grams of weed. And I think Brittney Griner has to pay $1 million rubles, whatever that ends up being in American dollars, and she has to serve 9 to 10 years. Whereas this woman who got caught with 17 grams had to pay 15,000 rubles and was let go after a couple months.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm saying I don't know if it's timing or, because, they're using it for leverage. They're trying to swap Brittney Griner for one of their KGB / whatever their version of CIA type,
I did hear
criminals is over there. So
there's a trade in the mix.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's really sad, honestly, because I think you're 100% right. I think this is way less about the crime, and it's more about the timing. Mm-hmm. I literally think it's a legitimate case of wrong place, wrong time.
Exactly.
And now she's becoming the victim or the spotlight for them to be able to say, hey, one, you can't stop us from doing what we're doing here, and then two, in fact, we have more leverage than you guys will ever have.
Right.
And it's an unfortunate circumstance, but I would say, just thinking about it literally, because she was over there, and we talked about last week the WNBA salary debate, how much they're making. She was over there because of that, and she needs
to make more money. She's over there to make she make $1 million or something going to Russia or something like that.
You know what? We rephrased it in the previous episode. There are needs, and then there are wants.
Right.
and it's important to put them in order because I don't know if I would necessarily say this is a need.
Did I say need? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She wanted more money.
No, yeah, and I say that because when we looked up her salary, she's making $220,000 a year in the WNBA,
Right.
and she's only playing 6 months out the year,
Right.
which gives her the other half of the year
To
go over
more.
here and make another season to where they're paying her $1 million.
Right.
True, that's a lot more money than the WNBA. I would even argue maybe you want to consider a career change. And I know there's a big argument for people saying, well, why can't I have what I want? They should just pay me what I want. Well, we went into that in the last episode. If y'all don't know why NBA players are paid more than WNBA players, check that out. The link is in the description below. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a very unfortunate timing for this crime. And I don't think no matter what country you're in, for marijuana,
for 0.7 grams.
I don't care if it was a pound, unless we can prove intent to sell.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go to jail for this.
Right.
And
what, pay a fine or something? Is that what you were looking at? Yeah.
Pay a fine on the amount that you have. Seriously, and then if you can't pay the fine, yeah, maybe we can consider jail. Yeah, we can consider that.
I think that's the biggest argument because being over here in America, we have plenty of states that have it legalized recreationally, or if it's not legalized recreationally, it's legalized medicinally, and all you need is a card to prove, a doctor to sign off on it.
But there is something to be said. Like, you can't force our opinions and culture on the rest of the world at the same time.
Because what's accepted here may not be accepted somewhere else, and vice versa.
Absolutely not. And I think it's weird whenever it happens. And I'm taking it way, way back. This is why China had the closed door policy, or one of the reasons why they had the closed door policy, because they literally wanted to keep out Western influence on their people. Right. They wanted to be able to control exactly what's happening, not only in their economy, but in their culture.
Yeah, because they could see it was changing.
Right.
Well, it still is now, though. But
Facebook is banned there. Facebook is not allowed in China. They have something else. I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
I met a guy who was telling me about it. He was actually on it. It's literally like the exact same thing.
Right. It's just something they control.
Yeah, they just want to have autonomy over it. And so, now they own TikTok, I think.
Right.
And so, I don't know if you saw it. Joe Rogan had just talked about the level of control they have there. He was reading some of the disclosures on what you give up. You give up access to the files on your device and other devices that are on that network with your device.
It says that even in America?
That's the disclosure you have to agree to. And those, those terms and agreements
nobody reads, and it's like 5 pages long.
He was like, yeah, man, I just pulled up a doobie. and I just started smoking. I got baked and read through all of the terms and agreements and stuff. And he said, this shit's wild.
Wow. Sheesh.
But
damn, access to the files on your device. Wow.
Dude, it's another country's product. It's their thing. It's what they're in charge of. And I say that because I think it pairs well with the concept of, this is what their culture believes, or this is what their company or what they're backing. And I think it's weird to try to say, well, they're just wrong.
Right.
Morally, yeah, sure, but the law and morals don't always line up.
Right.
Right? We kill murderers in some states. In other states, we don't.
Right.
The laws, and it's like, so I get both sides. I'm not saying I'm one way or the other. Right. I think it's just unfortunate. You know, if I could appeal for her, I would definitely not want her to do 9 years for this.
9 years.
This is insanity to me.
For 0.7 grams.
Yeah, but I also understand why.
I keep saying that just to emphasize it. I mean,
you gonna get it on a T-shirt?
Yeah, 0.7 grams.
0.7, man.
I'm
about to just tweet that tomorrow.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
No, it's crazy. It's legitimately a wild amount. That's like the amount. What was it? There's a Cat Williams who some comedian has a joke when it was like they found a grain of weed in his car, like because he didn't vacuum everything out, and it's like that's the equivalent of that though. Like, if you didn't vacuum your car out and you spilled some weed over the last year of rolling blunts in your car, and the cops found that,
you found that one little grain.
Oh, you going to jail now?
Like, God, good
Lord, I feel like we can't find no middle ground.
Right?
Is that not grass, officer? Is it grass?
Is it even enough to be tested? Like, geez.
That's what I'm saying. Well, guys, if you smoking the right weed.
Yeah,
but nah, it's unfortunate, dude. But I hope everything does end up working out. I don't know if we necessarily should give up. I think the dude they're trading for, I'm trying to find his name.
I heard he's supposed to be free in the next couple years anyway, like 2 years or something. This guy.
I think he's legitimately like an arms dealer. Is it the same guy they're trying to get?
I haven't heard anything different.
Yeah, he's a what's his name? I'm trying to find his name here.
Is it Bout?
They're trying to trade him. Former security consultant Paul Whelan, who the U.S. says are wrongfully detained. What's your name? Oh no, I'm sorry. That's our guy. That's another guy we have there.
His name
is Victor Bout, and all the Russian viewers. I know what that sounded like. It sounded terrible, but you know what? I'm not Russian, and I don't. I can't get that name better than that for you. But Victor Bout, Bout. But yeah, it says he substantial proposal. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they say he's a former arms dealer, arms trafficker. I mean, listen.
Currently serving 25 years.
Yeah, I mean they said he was plotting to kill U.S. nationals.
He sold weapons to some of the worst warlords on the planet.
You read this? This joint is horrible. And people saying bring her home for this guy.
Right.
I don't know.
He might need to stay where he's at.
Yeah, I will admit, none of his crimes seem to directly affect me. I'm not a U.S. national.
Right.
And,
yeah.
I don't know, man. This guy sounds like bad news, bro.
They said some places over in the Middle East, I'm sure, some of the countries that, our military was going over to fight against. And they were like, oh, the war, we got these weapons from Russia. He might be the supplier. He might be the plug for him.
I'll tell you guys, I'm going to be really excited to see where this actually lands. And I actually hope that they make the trade. Just so I can go on social media and be like, all right, everyone's celebrating about Brittney Griner's release. You guys are all the ones that say we need more gun control, and we let an arms dealer go.
Out. What do you think he's gonna do?
Like, how do you balance the two? Was it worth seeing her dunk once every 12 games, or to put guns in the hands of other countries
that we consider to be terrorists?
Consider to be terrorists. Which they don't agree because the whole Muslim ban thing.
Yeah.
Those are the same group of people, but. It'll be very interesting, guys. If everyone pushes for this trade, I don't know how you morally resolve this.
I agree. She definitely shouldn't be doing 9 to 10 years. Should she, have to, pay for her crime, whether it's literally or through physical? Yeah. She should be punished. Just like when I put my kids in timeout for doing something that they knew damn well they weren't supposed to be doing.
Right.
But I don't think the crime fits the time. But I don't think this is a fair. This ain't definitely in a fair trade either, though.
Right,
it's not a fair trade.
Listen, I don't know what the time limit should be. If I had to be honest about it, in terms of some jail time, or if I even believe jail time is valid, I agree with you. There should just be a fine levy.
Yeah,
I'm with that 1,000%. What I'm not for is trading an arms dealer who's plotting to kill U.S. nationals and is giving weapons to countries that are in constant civil war, and yet we're opposed to the civil war that's happening there. And I say civil war because Ukraine used to be a part of Russia.
Yeah.
I don't want to get deep into the whole history of that thing, but
they're basically trying to say it's time to come back home. That's
exactly. So we're going to release someone who provides more weapons for civil wars as we oppose the civil war. We oppose gun control.
Yeah.
So we're going to feed things just for a basketball player.
Right.
I'm not saying that, she's not significant, but I know if I was in jail, I love life. Please, trade me for an arms dealer all day.
I don't care who you trade me for.
However, if you ask my opinion on it after I'm free, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't worth an arms dealer.
Not an arms dealer. And the other thing is, too, in that article it stated that there was another guy that's been over there for a while. Well, so they're using this as a obviously they're using her status.
I think that's the guy the U.S. wants back.
They want him back, but they're using her.
Yeah, the Paul Whelan
guy. Because she's famous.
Yeah,
and so obviously everybody's like free Brittney Griner because we all know about her.
He was just a military translator, though.
And does it say how long he's been over there?
55-year-old Soviet military translator. Oh no, that's the guy, the Victor Bout guy.
Either way, he's been over there for a while. I'm assuming.
Yeah, this guy.
Because it says the WNBA All-Star, WNBA champion, 3-time Russian Premier League champion. You know, like they're using her fame to garner the attention to try to get her free.
Yep.
And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be free, but what about this other guy that literally has been forgotten
I mean, they're not really even focusing on him in this article
at
here.
all?
There might be another article like in the past because he's been there for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
That and if he has any significance to us, military, financially,
By
or
all
whatever,
means,
bring him
home.
back, man.
Yeah.
Like I would execute that trade and be like, yo, you know what? Toss Brittney Griner in the back seat and let her come home too.
Yeah.
And or at least reduce her sentence. Like make that joint reasonable, make the fine higher, give her like the time served, and do a year.
Yeah.
Let her out at the end of this year or something like that. Like just be reasonable, but like I just think it sets a dangerous precedent when we start.
Hold on. Go back. I saw something about AK-47s and
they just going
anti-tank
into
weapons and RPGs.
Yeah, he wilding. That's why I say he's a wild boy, bro. Like,
Obviously, the human toll escalates dramatically. Like, come on.
yeah, it's honestly ridiculous that we're considering letting go of this guy.
Some guy
He flew hundreds of missions. I'm just done. I'm done. This
I feel like
they
get him out. I feel like they come attack the United States immediately.
Nah, I will say I don't know if they will be that bold, and I hope it doesn't come to that
no
for
doubt.
safety.
No
but
doubt.
he's gonna attack somebody.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets
Or
out,
influence someone.
he
at
might
least.
chill, have a couple shots of vodka, cool it at the Kremlin. You know what I mean? Kick it with Vlad, put his feet up.
Chill a little
But
bit.
then he definitely gonna go kill somebody.
Make some phone calls.
Vlad
for
gonna be
sure.
right in his Rolodex. Hey, buddy, we need this.
Yeah.
Those Ukrainians are getting rowdy again.
Yeah.
We need some anti-tank missiles. They don't even have tanks though. It doesn't
don't
matter.
matter.
We need them. So,
Let me make a phone call.
We know you got them.
Yeah.
So that's what we know. You know where they're hitting at with a secret to bury, man. So I don't know, man. But hopefully she does get home, man. Hopefully everything works out for the positive for everybody, man. And because I hate to see people suffering, man. No matter what it is, no matter the situation, it just sucks, bro. And I want it to work out for everybody in the best way possible.
No doubt. I mean, everybody has a family involved, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hear about Brittney Griner, she has a wife. I'm not sure if they have, children or anything like that. But
She's a person, man.
bring
She's
her
a
home.
person
She
at
don't
the end
deserve
of
to
the
be
day,
locked
bro.
up for no 0.7 grams of THC, and it just sucks that she's being used as a political pawn at this point in time. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully her stardom and fame will, bring her home sooner than later.
Yes, sir, man. But we appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man, today for another episode. And make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. Any comments for Derek, make sure you leave them below. I'll make sure he gets them so we can respond to you guys in due time. It won't be 2 seconds and 3 seconds after you leave it, but it'll be a respectable amount of time. We'll get you guys covered. If you have any topics or ideas that you want us to discuss in the future, let us know. One other thing I want to mention, in the coming weeks, we are going to be but adding other platforms where you can find the podcast. I'll be leaving the links in the description, and I'll let you guys know when it occurs. But just trying to reach more audiences and branch out a little bit and do some different things. And that way, if some of you would prefer an audio format, then you'll have access to that versus having audio and visual. So you lose and gain some things, but it just depends on the platform and how you're watching it. Yeah. So we're gonna try to just spread our tentacles out a little bit. Touch everybody a little bit. And but yeah, appreciate you guys for rocking with us. It's Brandon with the Aren't You Glad I Said It podcast. Peace.